Hi guys, welcome to Go See Gail. I want to talk again about the ICE raids that are going on in Los Angeles. And here's why. I think I make it clear that I understand why our president has taken such a heavy stance on doing it the way he's doing it. A lot of us remember flipping open our laptops every day and just seeing droves and droves and droves and droves of undocumented people coming into the country and just thinking, how are we going to sustain this? And I've talked about it in other videos, and I just believe he's taking drastic measures to get them out. The problem is he really told America that he was shooting for getting the criminals and the drug dealers and the pedophiles and the psychos and just all the worst of the worst out. And that is not what is happening. And I've been talking to a lot of different people about this. We need more transparency. And I know that sounds insane. Like, how much more transparent can a president be, right? But we really do need more transparency, because what news stations are capturing, and it's probably not the full story, and a lot of them are probably those left-leaning, markets just showing the worst of the worst. They'll show them take down a guy that's mowing a lawn, but they won't show like right before he mowed the lawn. I saw one of these videos where they didn't show him like taking the weed whacker and like coming for the guys with the weed whacker. It's like, yeah, you're gonna get, wrestled to the ground and thrown in a van for that, But the thing is America is seeing way too much of that. Just people getting thrown in vans, and where are they going? We need more information on where they're going, what's happening, what got them to that point, why did they get thrown in the van? Like, we need to hear background on everyone. We need to have more information on that, just so that we can feel a little bit like, oh, I get it. Like, that guy murdered a family, or I get it, that guy like stole a shit ton of cars, or, I just would like a backstory. And then I'd be like, okay, cool. And I don't know if that's feasible, but it should be if we're going to see this much unrest, this much just chaos, fear, just all of that kind of stuff, And the weird thing is I'm on the side of like, get a lot of them out, because there's just way too many here. They just way too many. I live in Los Angeles. I know there's way too many here. And I love everyone. And I have friends that, are, been here a long time, and they made it work, But this is a different thing, in my opinion, because I watched every day, like, wow, look at them coming in, just coming in. And it was because, the Biden administration said, it's cool, come on in. And it's not cool. And I've mentioned that before. So I'm going to play this video of Tom Homan talking about the big, beautiful bill and why it's not getting passed.
I wasn't going to do this, but I see Tom Homan is sitting there, and, I have to call him up. Look at that. I don't call up the Speaker of the House. I don't call up Marco or Peter or anyone. But I want to call this guy, because this guy is keeping us very, very safe. Come on up.
I'm so tired.
Well, look, I think this issue of the big, beautiful bill should be nonpartisan. I don't know what the hell's the matter with everybody up in Congress? People are dying every day. ICE is arresting 3 times as many criminals that the Biden administration did. We're taking public safety threats and national security threats off the street every single day. But we got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal histories walking the streets of this country. We got less than 5,000 deportation officers.
See, that's the thing, though. We're not seeing who those people are. What I liked about what Trump did in the beginning, he had the pictures of all the criminals all over his lawn, like all the bad guys. And we're not getting the backstory of the people that are getting thrown in these vans. And so I could just hear people screaming at their televisions if they're seeing Tom Homan talk about this, because they're like, Who? Like the guy that mows my lawn, the guy at the Home Depot, the guy that sells my flowers. I even saw the guy from a gas station that I go to sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God, is he illegal? Oh my God, like, so it does like tug at your heartstrings a little bit, some of the people that they're getting, and that's coming from like a real place. And like how I feel about things, but I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I'm just like, I don't like this way that we're doing it. Like, those are not criminals, but maybe they are. Like, maybe there's something that they do at night that's like really bad. You just never know. A lot of these people, they're tracking them down. They know who they are. They know what they've done, and they know what they haven't done to be here. So you have to remember that. They're not just coming in and picking up foreign people just because they're foreign. They know who these people are a lot of the times, I believe. I just think that with each roundup, there should be some sort of like breakdown, like in the van while they're taking them to wherever. They should get out a sheet of paper and just be like, this is who this person is, and this is why we're deporting them. Just so the people can go, oh, okay, good. I feel better knowing that criminal's off the street. Oh, he did that to a child. Oh, they murdered a family. Oh, they did this or that. I think it would make everyone feel better if we just had a little more information on why people are getting rounded up and where are they going. And it doesn't mean that every single story is going to make it on the news, but at least there'll be some documentation about why they're being taken to wherever they're being taken to. We need more transparency, especially in this day and age. Now that we're getting all of the information, we've been shielded so much by so many prior administrations that with the Trump administration, you really get, what you see is what you get. And so if it's going to be like that in so many capacities, then it has to be that way with deportations. So I do feel for a lot of these people, just not all of them. There's way too many that came in, and there's way too many criminals. I know that. But I really like the idea of getting the criminals out first before we start rounding up the people that sell flowers. That's just not cool. But here we are.
It should be a no-brainer. The more resources we get, if we get this bill passed, we got more agents on the road. We buy more beds, we get more transportation flights. More agents means more bad guys arrested, taken off the streets of this country every single day.
Here's the deal. That's not what they want. It's a no-brainer to them, and I get it, but it's like, that's not what the Democrats want. They don't want that. They want the immigrants here. They want their votes eventually. Of course, they're not going to want more ICE agents so we get more illegals out there. That's not what they want. Pretty obvious.
Every day we arrest a public safety threat or national security threat, this makes this country much safer. Who the hell would be against that?
See, that's the thing. The problem is they're not seeing it that way. And this is one area where I can agree with Democrats, where it's just like, that's not who you're rounding up. I mean, it doesn't look that way. And maybe the news stations are really capturing the saddest moments. Like, just like the most heartfelt moments, like the girl on the ground having a seizure because she doesn't have her medicine and she's getting thrown in a van. We're seeing that, and then we think everybody's just good like that. And that's not true either. So this is just such a complicated time to be alive in the world. It's so much for people to handle. It's overwhelming.
And I get irritated, I get pissed off because
We do too.
I'm sick of meeting angel moms and dads. You want to talk about family separation? They bury their children. So I've done this since 1984. I've worked for 6 different presidents. No one has had the success of the Trump administration. We got the most secure border in the history of this nation today.
I do like that. I'm really cool with that. So cool with that. What I like about that is at least we got to stop the bleeding. Barely any people can really cross the border now. And that's amazing, because it just looked like we were going to endlessly have people coming in forever. And I think without this team, it would have just kept going like that. And I was also talking to my friend about this. He's like, the way Trump's handling things, he's going to make it so that Democrats are going to get back in office in 3.5 years. And I said, I don't think so, because we wouldn't have this mess if they didn't leave the border wide open. Whoever was running by them, whoever was like puppeteering Biden, did a terrible job and really lost control of the country. This is cause and effect, in my opinion. It wouldn't have been this drastic if they didn't do such a terrible job just letting everyone in and then just making us pay for everything. It's the morning. I'm like, is that my squirrel out there? I have squirrel friends. Now I'm going to stop it there. Let me know what you guys think, because this is just one of those things that's been on my mind. And when I talk about my side of things and how I feel, I look like this horrible person, and I'm not. I actually feel for a lot of these people. I really do. But I also feel like this country cannot sustain that many people coming in. We just can't. It's like the movie Cocoon, which is in another video. Check out that video. It's only 4 minutes long. It's about deportations. Okay, this is Go See Gail. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would love to have some more subscribers. I'll see you soon. More videos coming soon, you guys. Thanks for tuning in.